Hi guys, it's Marnie and today I'm doing a book haul. I'm so excited. I've really done many book hauls on my channel. I think I've only done one, and that's because I haven't really been buying lots of books lately. I've been in a bit of a reading slump and I hate it. I can't believe that I'm not reading and it's doing my head in. I'm like, how can I start a booktube channel but not read books? Like, what am I going to have to talk about? So I've kind of devised this plan. I'm currently reading Looking for Alaska, ready for when the show comes out this month, because I want to be all caught up on that. And I'm making myself read at least an hour every night, steadily, solid. I set an alarm on my phone and I go up to my room and I'm trying to block out the world and just steadily read for an hour just to get through some books, because I don't want to feel like it's a chore, but at the minute it's kind of feeling like it and I'm hating it. I haven't really found much time for reading at the minute, so I'm going to make some. But I have brought a few new books over the last month or so and I want to talk about them. So the first one being I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Law. Now this book is a film and I have seen the film. I saw the film years ago. Like, this book is old and the film came out so long ago, and it's got Alex Pettyfer in it and he is just swoon. Oh my god, you all know he is absolutely gorgeous. I remember watching the film and loving it, the whole concept, and then recently it come on my radar again and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a look and buy the book, because I did really love it, and I know obviously it's a book series and they didn't make any more films, so I'm really excited to carry on with this storyline. And this book follows a boy called John, who is one of 9 aliens that come to Earth when they were really young to try and preserve their race. Their race is being hunted and 3 of them are now dead. He's number 4 and he's next. He knows that he is being hunted, so it just follows him on his journey, on the run, moving to a new town, starting a new school, meeting new people, trying to stay hidden and to hide who he really is, and all that kind of stuff. There's lots of powers and supernatural elements in this. There's the alien aspect, which is really cool, and I'm really just excited to get into the story and find out what happens to him and just to see how this story progresses. The second book I picked up is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rush. This book I don't really know too much about. All I know that it's set in a world that's divided up into seasons. There's summer, spring, autumn and winter. And 16 years ago the Kingdom of Winter was overthrown and conquered, and all of its citizens were enslaved, leaving its magic to wither out and die, and them to lose a monarch. And now, 16 years later, the Winterians' only hope for freedom is 8 survivors that managed to escape during the siege and free them from enslavement. Mayra has lived her whole life as a refugee, training and trying to learn her powers and master herself, desperately in love with her best friend and future king, Martha, and she is desperate to help him and she would do anything to see Winter rise to power again. So when she discovers the location of a secret amulet that will give the Winterians back their magic, Mira decides to go after it all by herself, but she doesn't realise she's being thrust into a world of evil magic and dangerous politics, and I assume it just follows her on that journey to kind of save Winter, and it just sounds so interesting. I love the idea of the world being separated into all the different seasons. I love seasonal magic, like the winter and fire and like kind of like elemental magic. I love that kind of stuff, so I'm really excited to get to this at some point. Another book I picked up, which is again quite old and I'm quite late to, is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and this book is really old. It's been around for ages, everyone loves it, and I did see the film that came out last year and I was absolutely obsessed with it. Along with like a lot of the books I end up picking up, I end up seeing the films first. Like, I'm quite bad with trying to keep on top of what's coming out and what's popular. I'm trying to get better and hopefully I'll be able to read some really good books before the films come out. But I did see this film last year and absolutely loved it. I got my mum, my sister, my boyfriend, like I got everyone to watch it. I think I've seen it about 4 or 5 times and I absolutely loved it. Then I tried to see if like the second movie was coming out, but I'm not too sure. There's not really been word on it. I feel like there probably won't be. So, and even if there is, I definitely want to read the book and the series. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy, but I'm not 100% sure. But this book follows a girl called Ruby who wakes up on her 10th birthday and something is completely different. Something has changed. Her parents don't recognise her, they don't know who she is. She's really confused, but her parents lock her in the garage and call the government. The government comes and they take her away to Termond, a government rehabilitation camp for all of the kids. Now, previous to this, there has been a massive outbreak, some kind of disease that is killing all the children, and all the children that didn't die and survived come out of it with these special abilities, and they're ranked from green all the way up to orange. Green are extremely smart, they have really high IQs and they know like every language, maths, science, they know absolutely everything and they're super smart. Then it goes to blue and they are telekinetic, so they can move things with their mind. And then there's yellow and they can control lightning. Then it goes to red and red can control fire. And then orange can control mines. Now, red and orange are considered extremely dangerous. Most of the time they're shot and killed on sight because they're so dangerous, but occasionally reds are taken by the government and controlled, and they try to get them to work for the government as like weapons, but orange are killed on sight no matter what. There are no oranges in the world. Every time they discover one, they kill them. They're just too dangerous to have around. And Ruby gets taken to Termond and she is given a test to discover what abilities she has, and she doesn't know anything about this, but when the doctor performs the test he finds out that she's orange. And as he's about to kill her, she uses her powers, not willingly knowing, and tells him that she's green and she's lived 16 years pretending to be green. And it's now 16 years later and they find out the truth, and she's on the run now from the government, and she's trying to find the only safe place for her and her kind, called East River, that all the kids have congregated and they're trying to live peacefully away from the government's watch, trying to live their lives and be normal. So that's kind of what this book's about. I absolutely love the film. I definitely recommend you to go and see it if you've read the book, if you haven't read the book, or maybe read the book first and then see the film. But I do really love the film, and Ruby is played by, do you remember Rue from the Hunger Games? So it's played by her and she's just a really good actress. And yeah, I just all around love the film, so I know I'm going to love the book because we all know 9.9 times out of 10 the books are better than the films. So I'm just really excited to pick this up. Another book I picked up is Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. Now this book again is very old, everyone loves it, and I'm late to the game yet again. Like, that's literally just what this channel is going to be. It's going to be me reading the books that you all love for the first time and just talking about them. But this book follows a girl called Eleanor who is new to town. She's got a chaotic family life, crazy red hair, mismatched clothes, and she couldn't stand out even more if she tried. Then there's Park, and he is the guy that sits at the back of the bus, black t-shirt, headphones in, thinks he's mastered the act of being invisible from everyone, but not to Eleanor. He could never be invisible to Eleanor even if he tried. And then slowly and steadily, with late night conversations and loads of mixtapes later, they fall in love. They fall in love like you do for the first time, when you feel like you're invincible and you have nothing and everything to lose at the same time. I feel like it's just going to be an all around good, heartwarming romance book with teenagers and the struggles they go through. Yeah, I don't really know anything else about it, but I'm really excited to pick this up as well. Another book I actually got brought for me is 1 Minute Later by Susan Lewis. I have seen this around. This is a relatively new release. The book follows a girl called Vivian who's got a high-flying job, a beautiful apartment. She feels like she's living the dream until one afternoon on her 27th birthday, something devastating happens, and in one single moment her life changes forever, and she's forced to move back to her seaside town that she grew up in, that's small and closed off, and she starts to remember the reasons she left, the lies, secrets and the questions that have to be answered. And that's pretty much all I know. I don't know if it's going to be a romance. I'm assuming it is. I don't know why. Just the cover, and I don't know, I just feel like there's going to be some kind of romantic element in there, but I'm really excited to just kind of read it. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't really read too many adult books where they're like 25 or over. I tend to stay from 25 down kind of age. So I'm quite excited to read something that's a little bit older for once, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, but I will at some point. Now, the final books I picked up this month is the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. Now that is Shatter Me, Restore Me, Unravel Me and Ignite Me, and I just love these covers. Don't you just love these covers? They're just so pretty. They're just so lovely. I just love them. But I picked them up. They were all on sale in the works for £10 for all four in like a bundle, and how can you say no to that? That's like £2.50 a book. That's a bargain. So I brought them all. I have actually read Shatter Me already. I read it on my Kindle, but I have yet to carry on with the series. So this book takes place in a dystopian kind of post-apocalyptic world where there's the ruined ecosystem and economy, and like the birds don't fly, and it's all, the whole world has basically gone to shit. But before it could completely collapse, this organisation called the Re-establishment swooped in and told everyone under their control they're going to make the world great again and everything's going to be fine, and they're going to rebuild the economy and the ecosystem and just make the world so much better. But this is awful, repressive, like democracy, and everyone is living in squander unless you're part of the Re-establishment, and then you're living in absolute luxury. And in this world you follow a girl called Juliet, who has been locked up in a mental asylum for over a year now, and that's because the ability she possesses, and the ability is everyone she touches, anything she touches that is living, dies. She basically sucks the life all the way out of them until they're dead. She has been put in this mental asylum away from everyone in like solitary confinement for like over a year. She's not spoken to a single soul until one day this guy called Adam is thrown into her cell. She doesn't know what to think. She's not really spoken to anyone for a whole year. She's been completely alone, and she just assumes that this guy is mental. Like, they're in a mental asylum. She obviously is going to assume that he's crazy until she gets to know him a bit more, and then she finds out that he's actually a soldier for the Re-establishment, and he's there to kind of get intel on her because they want to take her and use her as a weapon. I don't want to say anything more because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I don't really know what the rest of the series entails. I've not read them, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to go into them for you because I wouldn't want to ruin it. But this book is absolutely amazing. Like, I loved it. I loved Tahira Mafi's writing. I loved how poetic it was. I loved the stylistic choices she made while writing the book. For example, on the top of the book there, it says, "My touch is lethal." Strike that out. My touch is power. And throughout the book there are little moments like this. Like, Juliet is writing in her diary, like she's thinking she's something, and then she thinks, no, I'm not this, I'm this. And it was just so beautiful, the way it was written, the way you see the character development like that. It was just so amazing, and I would definitely recommend this book to absolutely anyone. If you're a romance fan, a fantasy fan, fans of people with powers, like this series and this book, I feel like it's just for you. Like, I would recommend it to pretty much anyone. So if it's something you're even slightly interested in, pick it up. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what the rest of this series are like. I know there are a couple of novellas that go along with the series as well, so maybe I'll pick them up as well at some point. But yeah, they're all the books I've brought recently. There's not really that many, I know, but like I said, what can you do? They're the few that I've picked up. I just wanted to share with you guys. Definitely let me know in the comments if you've read them, if you plan on reading them, what your thoughts are, what you think, if you're going to pick them up. I don't know. So message me down below and let's start a conversation. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.